Breaking news! Here are the latest updates from the Falcons, with decisions to be made, changes to be made, and all the rest of it we need to talk about. But before we dive into today's hot topic, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get daily updates. That way, you'll never miss a single update on your Atlanta Falcons. Let's get right to it. According to recent reports, the Falcons face a major decision this offseason regarding veteran defensive lineman David Onyemata. While he has been a reliable run-stuffer since joining the team, his lack of pass rushing production and a looming $16.925 million salary cap hit for 2025 make him a potential candidate to be cut. If Atlanta decides to move on from Onyemata, they could save over $8 million in cap space with a cut before June 1st or $10.5 million with a designation after June 1st. That's a significant savings for a team looking to make moves in free agency and improve its roster. But let's break this down. Onyemata, at 32, still plays a key role as an elite run blocker. He was brought in from the Saints a few off-seasons ago, along with Caden Ellis, to solidify the defense. While Ellis has bolstered the pass rush, Onyemata hasn't had the same level of impact. With his cap number set to increase significantly next season, the Falcons have to ask themselves, is he worth keeping, especially when they're trying to clear cap space for other needs? Bleacher Report suggests that letting Onyemata go could open up opportunities for younger players like Rook Orhorhoro and Brandon Dorlus, both 2024 draftees. Those guys didn't see much action as rookies, but some analysts believe Onyemata's presence has limited their chances. On the other hand, there's also an argument that they haven't earned their snaps yet. So the real question is whether these young talents are ready to step up and take on bigger roles in 2025. Here's the tricky part. Moving on from Onyemata isn't just about freeing up cap space. It's also about finding a viable replacement. Can the Falcons find someone as effective at stopping the run for less money? If Orhorhoro and Dorlus are ready to take the next step, the move could make sense. But if they're not, cutting Onyemata could leave a big hole on defense, especially against the run. And let's not forget Grady Jarrett, another veteran defensive lineman who's been mentioned as a potential cut candidate. Unlike Onyemata, the decision around Jarrett comes with a lot of sentimental value. He's been the heart and soul of this defense for years. But with Onyemata, it's purely a financial and performance-based decision. If the Falcons are serious about making a young move on the defensive line, parting ways with Onyemata could be the first step. So, Falcons fans, where do you stand on this? Do you guys think it's time to move on from Onyemata and give the younger guys a chance, or is it too risky to cut a proven run defender when the defense still has holes to fill? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, let's talk about a player who could be the centerpiece of the Falcons' offense in 2025, quarterback Michael Penix Jr. Last season, the Falcons got a glimpse of what Michael Penix Jr. could bring to the table during his 3 starts in 2024. While it was a small sample size, there's plenty of reason to be optimistic about what this young quarterback can accomplish as he prepares for his first full season as a starter. According to Bradley Locker of Pro Football Focus, Penix is one of the NFL's top breakout prospects for 2025, and Falcons fans have every reason to be excited. Locker noted that Penix's performance in his limited opportunities has been impressive. Over the final 3 weeks of the season, he earned an 84.0 PFF passing grade, which ranked 8th among qualified quarterbacks. Even more exciting was his 8.5% big throw rate, which ranked him 3rd in the league during that span. For a rookie quarterback who stepped into the starting role late in the year, those numbers are promising. Now, let's put that into perspective. Yes, Penix did have 3 interceptions, but one of them wasn't entirely his. It came off a Kyle Pitts drop that easily could have been a touchdown. Mistakes like that can skew the stats, but the big picture shows that Penix was efficient, making just 2 truly turnover-worthy plays on 108 dropbacks. That kind of balance is rare for a young quarterback. What's even more exciting is his growth potential. Penix averaged 7.4 yards per pass and 12.7 yards per completion during his appearances, showing that he's capable of stretching the field. While his completion percentage sat at 58.1%, that number will likely increase with a full offseason of preparation as the team's number 1. Let's not forget, many rookie quarterbacks improve their accuracy as they gain experience, and Penix has all the tools to do just that. The Falcons' offensive core will remain intact for 2025, which is huge for Penix's development. With weapons like Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson, plus a solid offensive line, the pieces are in place for him to thrive. A full offseason of first-team reps will only solidify his chemistry with these playmakers, and that's a scary thought for opposing defenses. Of course, the team still has work to do on the defensive side of the ball, but the offense is set up to be dynamic. Penix has the chance to lead one of the most exciting units in the league next season, and expectations are high. If he can build on what we saw at the end of 2024, the Falcons could have their franchise quarterback for years to come. So, Falcons fans, what do you think? Are you ready to see Michael Penix Jr. take flight in 2025? Do you think he has what it takes to take this offense to the next level? Now, let's talk about a topic that has everyone excited, the role Raheem Morris is expected to play in shaping the Falcons' new defense. Let's face it, the Falcons' defense has been a revolving door for years. 4 defensive coordinators in 5 seasons? That's a lot of change with very little progress. Enter Jeff Ulbrich, who technically becomes the 5th coordinator in as many years, considering he held the title for 11 games when Morris took over as interim head coach in 2020. During that time, the Falcons were actually solid, ranking 14th in scoring defense and allowing just 23 points per game. But since then, it's been a roller coaster ride. Ulbrich spent time with the Jets, where he oversaw a defense that had its moments, ranking 8th in success rate and 4th in yards allowed per play during his tenure. However, the unit collapsed after Robert Saleh's departure, raising questions about Ulbrich's ability to maintain consistency. With Atlanta bringing him back, fans are understandably skeptical. Is this just another case of hiring from within the circle of trust, or can this Morris and Ulbrich duo finally deliver? Here's where things get interesting. Raheem Morris may need to take on a bigger role on defense than initially planned. Sure, Ulbrich is the coordinator, but Morris has every reason to keep his fingerprints on the game plan. After all, his job could very well depend on it. The Falcons finished the 2024 season with a 23rd ranked scoring defense, 31st in sacks, and 25th in defensive EPA. However, there was a glimmer of hope. After the Week 12 bye, Atlanta ranked 2nd in the league in sacks, recording 21 down the stretch. That's not nothing. So what's the path forward? Morris should lean into what worked late in the season, taking a hands-on approach to game planning and, potentially, play calling. This isn't about undermining Ulbrich, it's about making sure the defense steps up, especially with the stakes as high as they are heading into the 2025 season. The NFC South is wide open, and the Falcons have been vocal about their goal of claiming the division. But talk is cheap. To make that goal a reality, the defense needs to stop being a liability. The Falcons invested heavily in their defense through free agency and the draft, but the results haven't matched the resources spent. Morris and Ulbrich need to figure out how to maximize the talent on the roster, and that starts with continuity, creativity, and accountability. With the offense set to return most of its key players, the defense will be under the microscope in 2025. If things don't improve, Morris could be polishing his resume by this time next year. So, Falcons fans, what do you think? Should Raheem Morris take on a bigger role on defense? Can Ulbrich turn this unit around, or are we in for another season of disappointment on that side of the ball? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates. Go Falcons!